Hello everyone, my name is Ali Al-Baqqali. I am CEO of Aluminium Bahrain, Alba. Alba started as the first aluminium smelter in the Middle East. Last year, we have celebrated our golden jubilee of operation by recording a cumulative production of more than 25 million metric tons since 1971. Alba is currently producing around 1.6 million metric tons per annum. As a responsible flagship company in the Kingdom of Bahrain, Alba is fully committed to Bahrain's net zero emission by 2060, under the leadership of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and the Prime Minister.
At Alcoa, we have a clear vision to reinvent the aluminum industry for a sustainable future. We have a stated ambition to be net zero by 2050, with a 30% reduction by 2025 and 50% by 2030. In addition, we're starting from a great place as the world's lowest CO2 intensity refiner, and also 80% of our smelters run on renewable power.
We are fully integrated in the aluminum chain. We go all the way from the mining to the extruded products and also flat rolled products production. ESG is integrated in our business strategy. We have 10 pillars, one of them is climate change. We have deployed the 10 pillars in 15 programs. One of them is to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. And we have deployed this program in 30 goals to 2030. One of them is to reduce 40% of the greenhouse gas emission, considering the mining operation to the smelting operation and casting operation.
My name is Abdel Nasser bin Kalban. I am the CEO of Emirates Global Aluminium, the largest premium aluminium producer in the world. Aluminium is essential material to develop a more sustainable society as a part of everything from electric vehicle to wind farms. It also matters how sustainably aluminium is made.
Hindalco is one of the world's largest non-ferrous companies. We are the world's largest rolling company with 4 million tons of FRP through our wholly owned subsidiary Novelis. In India, we have 1.3 million tons of upstream aluminium capacity with about 400 KT of downstream, as well as a 400 KT copper smelter along with copper rod plants.
Hydro's path to decarbonisation is based on 3 pillars. Becoming a net zero company in terms of scope 1 and 2 by 2050 or earlier, delivering zero carbon aluminum products to our customers, and enabling the removal of carbon from the broader industry and society through our renewable energy, hydrogen and battery business.
My name is Emilio Braghi and I'm the president of Novelis Europe. Novelis is not only the largest producer of rolled flat products, but it's also the largest aluminum recycling company.
I am Engineer Saeed Mohammed Al-Masoudi, Chief Executive Officer of Sohar Aluminium, the first and exclusive primary aluminium smelter situated in the Sultanate of Oman, with an annual capacity of more than 395,000 tons of high-quality aluminium. At our organization, we give utmost importance to the safety of our people and the sustainability of our operation.
We fully recognize the central challenge of averting climate change. As a major UAE company, we are committed to our nation net zero by 2050 strategic initiative. Power generation accounts for more than 60% of the global aluminium industry's greenhouse gas emissions. Last year, EGA became the first company in the world to produce aluminium commercially using solar power. We call this metal celestial. We are now working on a bold initiative to divest our captive natural gas-fired power stations and instead source the power from the grid. As the largest single grid customer, our steady demand would unlock substantial further development of solar power generation capacity in the UAE.
We have invested more than $1.1 billion in the past 10 years. We have doubled our recycled content up to 60% of our metal intake. And we are doing more. We have the largest recycling center worldwide in Nachtested, Germany. Recycling, for us, is the right way to go towards the carbon footprint reduction of our industry. And again, we're investing more. We're investing in North America for 2 new recycling centers.
We launched our ESG roadmap in April 2022, which targeted 6 pillars, and decarbonisation is one of our major priorities. Our plan is to reduce the overall emission by 35% by 2035 from the baseline of 2015. And this plan will take us to zero by 2060, subject to the availability of the mature technologies. Alba is embarking on a new project where a 4th block will be added to its existing power station 5. Block 4 will be enabled to use a mix of hydrogen and natural gas, which will reduce Alba's overall carbon footprint and set a benchmark in sustainable power generations. The commercial operation will be in Q4 2024. The second project is Alba Spent Pot Lining SPL. SPL treatment plant is the first of its kind in the region that utilize a zero waste process to transform treated SPL waste into a valuable product, which is then used in other industries with a capex of $37 million. SPL treatment plant has been in operation since December 2021.
This 40% reduction, we are going to do that by doing 3 major things. One of them is to implement a biomass boiler to produce steam for our aluminum refinery. The other one is the upgrade of the smelter furnace technology. And the third one is to increase the recycling business for our company. This goal was approved by the Science Based Target, and we are going to reduce the emission from 4.02 to 2.45 until 2030.
Hindalco has made a very clear 2050 target for net zero carbon. Now, we realize that in India, most of our energy source comes from coal. So we are taking a series of intermediate steps to get towards that zero net carbon in 2050. So in the short term for 2025, we have taken a target to reduce our emissions by 25% from our 2012 baseline. So beyond that, we are working a lot on renewable energy, storage of energy, as well as carbon capture projects. So quite a lot of very specific targets to reach towards that 2050 target of net zero.
Realizing the long-term impact that our industry could have on the environmental if proper steps are not initiated now, Sohar Aluminium has embarked on a journey with a decarbonization aspirational timeline in place. This will see us take several steps such as diversification of energy sources and innovative technology adoption, which are expected to help us decarbonize our business.
We have a technology roadmap that has 3 pieces. First of all, the ELYSIS technology is a smelting technology that eliminates all CO2 intensity in the smelting process and replaces the CO2 with oxygen. Second, our Refinery of the Future project is very broad, but included its complete decarbonization of the refining process. And lastly, the Estrella technology is a scrap purification process, which can take any scrap input and purify it to a product that's better than any smelter in the world.
We have set several milestones on our path to decarbonization. Reduce our emissions by 10% by 2025 and 30% by 2030 from our 2018 baseline. One major milestone here is our fuel switch and electrification project in our alumina refinery, Alunorte in Brazil. This will reduce our annual CO2 emissions by 1.1 million tons.
We have some very ambitious targets like a 1 gigawatt floating solar on the Hirakud Dam. We are working on about 4 to 5 tons per day carbon capture project in one of our smelters. And we also have a very ambitious pumped hydro project that is ongoing. So we realize that because of our large dependency on coal, Hindalco has to actually work quite hard to achieve its net zero carbon target. So overall, besides carbon, a very holistic sustainability program with some very specific milestones all along the way for Hindalco.
We firmly believe that recycling is the right response to the circularity requirement of our industry. And our vision is to be the leading supplier of low-carbon aluminum solutions.
Today, ALBA is closely working with different stakeholders and partners worldwide to achieve our ESG roadmap. We believe that this is a collective effort and together we will do it. Over 5 decades, we have conducted our business responsibly and sustainably. And looking ahead, we aim to be the ESG change that we want to see in the world.
Hydro believes that low carbon, responsibly produced, recycled metals and materials are part of the solution and the future is bright. For anyone who recognizes that the future society needs from us here and now and is able to act on it.
The time is now for all of us as an industry players to come together and put in concerted and coordinated efforts to ensure global decarbonization and net zero targets are met in time.
Decarbonizing power generation is the biggest step, but just one step on what must be an ambitious journey. Aluminium is required for decarbonization economy-wide, and we must work together in cooperation with other sectors to decarbonize our own industry.
I think in summary, we have to realize that aluminium is in a very interesting paradoxical situation. On one hand, aluminium is very energy intensive and hence the big focus on the decarbonization, and it's one of the hard to abate sectors. But at the same time, aluminium is a green metal and is going to play a huge role in the electrification of the world economy. So I think that as a sector, we have to work together to decarbonize aluminium, because the usages of aluminium in the greening of the world economy is only going to grow going forward.